Hi again, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the RacingOne Report, where we bring you up to speed on the entire world of motorsports. I'm Pete Pistone. Richard Childress Racing is off to a great start in 2009. Last week at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Clint Bowyer came home second, while Jeff Burton finished third, and Kevin Harvick came home 12th. Heading into this week's race in Atlanta, Bowyer is second in the point standings behind Jeff Gordon, while Kevin Harvick sits 11th. And joining us now is the driver of the number 29 Pennzoil Chevrolet out of the Richard Childress Racing stable, Kevin Harvick. And Kevin, I'm curious about your feelings of RCR and what you guys did in Las Vegas last week, your optimism for the team and for you in 2009 as the season moves forward.
Well, I think for us on our Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet team, I think the first 3 weeks have been really pretty good for us. We obviously finished second at Daytona. We ran really well at California and had the problem there at the end of the race, but performance was good. Performance was good last week and just kind of got caught there with the caution coming out while we were on pit road, and we're able to come back and finish 12th. So it wasn't a bad day. The cars, our cars have been performing well. I was glad to see the other cars ran well this weekend. So far so good. We ran well in both races last year at Atlanta, and coming off a couple of good weeks performance-wise, I think we'll be okay.
Well, Kevin, I can't believe it's been 8 years since your first win at Atlanta Motor Speedway, first career Cup win for you. And can you look back on that day and share with us some of the emotions as you sit here and look at your career in 2009 and back to that first win at AMS?
Well, I think for us, it's obviously something that you can't do twice. To win your first race is something that's pretty cool, and to do it in our third start, and with everything that was going on, you can really look back at it now and reflect on those types of things. At that particular moment, I don't remember a whole lot from that particular day. There's just so many emotions that were running through your mind, good emotions, bad emotions, everything that was happening was a little bit confusing, to be honest with you. But going back now and you look at where the sport was and everything that it did for the sport, and the racing is always really good at Atlanta, so that's fun to be a part of a finish like that. And then for several years it was kind of our Achilles heel, and then we came back last year and ran really well, so that felt good to run good at the racetrack where you got your first win.
Kevin, we appreciate you taking time. Good luck the rest of the way in 2009 and this week down in Atlanta.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This week in our Right Turn feature, Carrie Tripp of Wheeling, West Virginia wrote and asked, does NASCAR plan to implement any of the new Truck Series rules limiting the number of crew members over the wall and only allowing teams to pit for fuel or tires in the Nationwide or Cup Series? Well, Carrie, at this point, there are no plans to bring those rules into either the Nationwide or the Cup Series, but as always, NASCAR is monitoring the situation, and if it proves to be a success, there's certainly the possibility of elevating it to the two other National Touring Series. And remember to keep those questions rolling in here at racingone.com/right turn. If we feature it here on an upcoming edition of the Racing One Report, we'll send you out a nice prize, and all of your questions will be featured at racingone.com. Atlanta Motor Speedway is set to host its 100th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race on Sunday in the Kobalt Tools 500. And over the years, the lightning-fast mile-and-a-half super speedway has been the scene of some close finishes and some other notable marks in NASCAR history. Fireball Roberts won his first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race at the track on July 31st, 1960. On November 5th in 1978, Richard Petty thought he had defeated rival Cale Yarborough to win the race, but a scoring snafu discovered afterwards, and the victory went to Donnie Allison. In 1992, Alan Kulwicki claimed his first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship by a slim 10-point margin with a second-place finish. That race marked the final start for Richard Petty and also was the first career Sprint Cup Series race for Jeff Gordon. Dale Earnhardt, who leads all drivers with 9 wins at AMS, defeated Bobby Labonte by .01 seconds on March 12, 2000 to record his final victory at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And finally, the March 11, 2001 race was won by Kevin Harvick. He held off Jeff Gordon by only .006 seconds to record his first career NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory. Jeff Gordon leads the Sprint Cup Series point standings for the first time since October of 2007, and he leads our drivers to watch this week on our feature as Racing One takes a look at drivers in the point standings within the top 10 the top 20 and the top 30 heading down to Atlanta. Gordon has 4 wins and has finished in the top 10 in 6 of the last 7 races at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The second driver to watch is Jimmy Johnson, who sits 19th in the standings over the past 8 races at Atlanta. Johnson leads all drivers with a driver rating of 112.9 and has 2 wins and 3 runner-up finishes during that span. And the final driver is the 29th place driver in the standings. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Atlanta is Junior's best mile-and-a-half track on the circuit based on his average finish of 11.7. And don't forget, Jeff Wackerlin's handicaps for your fantasy racing picks are here at RacingOne.com every Thursday, and you get ready to pick your drivers for the Kobalt Tools 500. Take a look at what Wack's got for you for Atlanta Motor Speedway. And if you're looking for tickets to any race in 2009, whether it be in the Sprint Cup Series, the Nationwide Series, or the Truck Series, we've got it covered for you at racetickets.com. Just take your browser there. All great tickets for 2009 are there at the click of a mouse. That'll do it for this edition of the Racing One Report. Remember, keep it right here at RacingOne.com 24/7, 365. We've got the entire world of motorsports covered for you here at RacingOne.com. That's it for this edition of the Racing One Report. We'll see you next time. This is Pete Pistone reporting.